Well, welcome to Maple Down School. We've got 65 young people aged between 11 to 19, and the school is organised into 3 departments. We call them learning zones. Students on the autistic spectrum, students with very complex medical care needs who have what we call profound and multiple learning disabilities, and students who have severe learning disabilities. So quite a wide range of needs. Some of our students don't look visibly disabled, particularly if they're on the autistic spectrum, and some of them are obviously and evidently, visibly disabled. They are very unique individuals who have their own issues and personalities. When you first come to a school like this, you tend to see disabilities first and the person second. But when you work here or when you become familiar with students who have a disability, you kind of forget that they have a disability, and you see kids, certain basic things that most people take for granted, we actually have to teach and model and show. This is how the overriding aim of the school, and there are lots of sub-aims, but the overriding aim of the school is to promote independence, to make our students as independent as possible, give them choices, to let them know that they have choices, to let them know that if they make a choice, it's acted upon and it makes a difference. So they're not passive recipients, they're as active and as independent as we could make them. That's the ultimate aim. Brilliant. I think most staff feel very privileged to be working here because it's great fun. What you see is what you get. The kids are what they are. They're great fun to be with.
Scott, what do you like doing at lunchtime? Do you want to tell them? What do you like going on?
Seesaw.
Huh? Seesaw?
What?
And what else? Go-karts.
Well, he's probably twice the size. Glody is much more communicative than he used to be. He's much calmer than he used to be. I know some days you think that's probably not the case, but he's generally much more cooperative, much more independent.
He's a lot of fun. Glody's a very, very intelligent young man, although he would like you to believe that he wasn't. Can be lazy sometimes, but a lot of energy and a lot of fun.
Scott's got a habit of trying to grab people, so we can use your voice. He gets very excited as well. Scott, do you know this girl? She's Glody's sister. Where's Glody? Class. So our routine is in the morning they come in, we do a run. So we'll go for a run around the park in the mornings.
Okay.
Then we'll do like key skills. So there's like basic life skills. So some of the kids, certain things like cutting a square, so we take it like every day. But some of the kids don't have the ability to actually cut. This is basically what they use. This is their voice because they don't talk. Scott is basically on. He's quite high, and this is his last year. So he might say, "I want to go and shake hands with a member of staff." So he can request that, and then we'll take him off to see. It's basically his way. If he doesn't have this, he can't communicate. Because in an outside world, what we find is they're not understood. So this way they can communicate with people. If they want something, then they can say, "Well, this is what I want." Whereas Glody's just seen my chocolates now, and he's run over to his book and said, "I want chocolate." Him and Glody have been in the class for as long as I can remember, so they've basically grown up together. You can use your voice, and you can say handshake. So, right, what do you want to say, Scott? What do you want to say? Hello. Right. Scott's very excited at the moment because we've just been shopping, so. And he's also got picked to come out and say hello to you. So. It gets emotional. We've had, it has been it's not just conditions, there's a lot of issues that can get emotional, like we get emotional about. It's like when kids leave, like when they're leaving, when it's their last year and they're leaving, or when, like, especially the PMLD zone, because they're a lot fragile, you might have, because of their illnesses, they might have like a sudden death. So that can really be, especially when you've been around that child quite a bit, or like for instance a child goes missing. There is a lot of ups and downs, but there's a lot of great times as well. So for the PMLD guys, they could have extra switches that they can actually communicate through.
What is PMLD?
PMLD is profound multiple learning disabilities. They're the guys in the wheelchairs.
£1,000 may help us on a trip out, like whole school wise or class wise, or even some new equipment. Like our tricycles, we've got specially modified tricycles for kids in wheelchairs to use, or kids that wouldn't be able to ride a bike otherwise. There's lots of stuff that we would do with the run.
You can say hello.
They're finished. They are
Do you want to take it to your cage?
Lady.
Say bye.
Bye, lady. Lady.
Looking. Put your hands out for your ears. Say bye.